If you are a coach or a service provider using Dubsado as your CRM and you're wondering why it keeps getting so expensive and it still feels clunky and it's still not doing all the things that it was supposed to do for your business, you're not doing anything wrong, okay? Dubsado just is not a CRM. And today in this video, I will show you what it's actually good for and what you should use as your CRM instead. If we haven't met yet, hey, I'm Ashley Rose. I help coaches and service providers set up backend systems so their onboarding, delivery, and follow-up are actually organized and automated and not all living in your head. And if you've ever felt personally victimized by Dubsado, Honeybook, or any CRM you're using, hello, welcome, you are in the right spot. In this video, we're going to cover 3 things. So what a CRM actually needs to do, why Dubsado falls short as a CRM, and what I recommend instead without telling you to burn your whole tech stack down. All right, let's dive in. Before we even get started, let's get a definition out of the way because CRM gets thrown around a lot and you might not know exactly what it means, but CRM basically means customer relationship manager. So in real life, that means like one central spot where you can see every lead, every client, what they've bought, where they're at in your process, what needs to happen next with them, just making sure that nobody's slipping through the cracks. A good CRM can also let you zoom out as the CEO and see like who's active, who's stuck, who's up for resign, what offers are actually working, and like how many people are in my offers at a given time. Really, most importantly, it is a place where everybody's in one central spot and automation can happen so things don't fall through the cracks and you don't have to remember mentally where all of your leads are, where all of your clients are, and all of those things. If you have set up Dubsado with the best of intentions, thinking that that is going to be your CRM, here's where you've gotten confused and here's why it's totally not your fault. Because a lot of people build their CRM in Dubsado because it's literally marketed as that. It's marketed to service providers. It can handle proposals, contracts, and invoices really well. It looks like it's managing clients. It looks like it's going to do all the things you needed to do. It looks like it sends those automations and workflows and all those things. And that totally makes sense when you're getting started. But the second that you have like more than one offer type or anything that is one to many, so if you have group programs, masterminds, memberships, or you want to see any data trends across your business, Dubsado really starts to fall apart as a CRM. Because here's my hot take that is true, is that Dubsado is bad at being a good CRM. Not because it's a bad tool, but because it's not really built for the job. Here's where it starts to fall short. So especially, like I said, if you have those one-to-many offers, it is just not built for group or scalable offers. Dubsado is great for keeping things simple. One client, one project, one workflow, one set of statuses to move through. But the second that you're managing group programs, masterminds, retainers, memberships, there's not really a clean way to see everyone at one place or manage delivery at scale. Another reason that it's not great is that everything, but specifically your form data, lives in silos. Yes, you can open up a client and it feels organized. You can see all of their forms in one spot. You can see their testimonials. You can see their onboarding form, but you can't zoom out and see all of the form data across your business. And that really matters. So especially with your onboarding forms, there are really important, amazing trends that you can glean about your clients that could help you with your marketing if you could see all that data in one central spot. So things like how many of my clients are in year 1 of their business versus year 5 in their business when they start to work with me? What patterns am I seeing in onboarding that I could really double down on in my marketing? Where are people getting stuck in my offer? That data matters to improve your delivery and to improve your marketing, and you just can't get that in Dubsado. All of your form data lives in silos, so you can't see it. I know I just trashed on Dubsado a little bit, but there's actually things that it's really, really good at that other CRMs I think fall short on. So I am not anti-Dubsado actually, because it is very good. And trust me, I have tried because so many people right now want to cut the cost of Dubsado. They don't want to pay for it in their business. They want a cheaper alternative. And I have tried to find other alternatives for these things that it's really good at. And honestly, I can't find anything better than it. If you need these things, which is Dubsado is amazing at, it's excellent at sending proposals, contracts, and invoices and payments. Genuinely very, very good. If you want polished proposals, legal docs tied to the payment, a smooth kind of like paperwork flow so you can open up, your client can just see proposal, contract, invoice all in one spot. Dubsado honestly is hard to beat for that. It's beautiful, it's easy, but those 3 things do not make it a CRM. It makes it a really great contract and billing tool, but that's about it. So it does that job very well. It does the CRM job very poorly, in my opinion, but it is the best option for contracts and billing. What I recommend using as a CRM instead of Dubsado is Airtable. So Airtable becomes your CRM. People ask me this all the time, like, is Airtable my CRM? How does it work with Dubsado? And truly, Airtable is your CRM. So it is the place where you can manage your leads, clients, delivery, results, resigns. You can see those trends across your business. It's really going to become your source of truth. And then if it makes sense, if your offer actually needs proposals, contracts, and invoices, then you would use Dubsado to send those out. Because here's the thing, every single offer that you have needs a CRM. It needs a place to manage the delivery, but not every offer that you sell has proposals, contracts, and invoices. If you have a mastermind, you might not be using like an invoice thing. You might be using a Thrivecart checkout platform, so you don't need the invoicing side. So not every offer needs Dubsado, but every offer does need Airtable. And so typically what I see is that people think that they need Dubsado, and so they do that first, but what they actually need is they need Airtable, they need the CRM, and then if it makes sense, they can use Dubsado. Because here's another nuanced piece of this. Let's talk about the biggest thing, which is pricing. Dubsado is $55 a month or $525 on the annual plan if you're using the Premier plan, which you need for like the Zapier automation. So for the purpose of this, let's say it's the $525 a year. If you are just getting started in your business, that can really sting. Like every dollar matters. And if you're spending $55 a month for a contract, invoice, and billing software and proposal software, but you're maybe sending one contract a month, you maybe have one client, if that, or a couple, it makes it really hard to justify the price. That's where I think a lot of people right now on Threads and on Instagram, they're really trying to ditch Dubsado and they want to move away from it. Not because it's a bad billing software, but because it might be too big for what they need right now. So if you're only making a couple $1,000s from your services a year, or you're sending proposals super occasionally, or like you're barely sending out contracts, that cost, of course, is going to feel frustrating. And you're going to be like, why am I spending this unnecessarily each month? Let's think about it this way. I want every piece of software that you have in your business to give you an ROI. There's a time in your business when you could set up systems to automate everything and have your automated proposals. So you'd be paying $55 a month for Dubsado and $24 a month for Airtable and $25 for Zapier and X amount for Zoom, and your costs can really rise. But when you're first getting started, you want to be, maybe not want to be, you have to be a little more cautious about the software that you're investing in. If you are not making a number that guarantees an ROI on your software with Dubsado, like I would say anywhere between, if you're not making 20 to 50K in this offer that you need the proposals, contracts, and invoices for, then you might be better off sending those manually. I know it's wild. Me, Ashley, the systems and automations expert, but if you really have to negotiate your tech budget, if you have to be really like figure that out and move things around, it might make sense to manually send out a contract, invoice, and proposal using free or cobbled together lower cost systems than spending the $55 a month for the best invoicing and billing system in the game. So personally, I have a $400,000 a year business. I generate most of that through my $2,500 group program, Systems Over Stress. And we don't send contracts. We have Thrivecart, so we haven't needed Dubsado for years. So we don't use it, but we have just started to add done for you work again. So that's a $6,000 build and it requires a contract. It doesn't require a super sophisticated like billing system right now. We still use Thrivecart to handle the billing, but that offer has not yet, like we haven't validated it yet. And so I'm using a proposal system that is a little bit clunkier than Dubsado. I'm using tools that we already have. I'm using a form builder called Fillout in conjunction with Airtable to send out our proposals. And there's a link to the proposal, and then there's a link to the checkout platform, and there's a separate link to the contract. It is not as streamlined and sexy as Dubsado, but it works. It works for us right now, and it works for our client experience, and I'm happy with it. And I will make a video showing you like how we did that. If you're interested, comment below. I'll make that video so you can see, like, if you really want to save that $55 a month for contracts, invoices, and proposals, I have a way to do it with software that you should already be using in your business, because we all need to be using Airtable as our CRM, regardless of the offer, regardless of offer type. We should all be using that. So you can use that and save on the Dubsado side. If your business can swing it and if it makes sense and the offer makes sense and there's a proven ROI of like, once my offer, like if I need to upgrade my systems, like if we're bringing in 50K on this done for you offer, then like, yes, let's do the Dubsado one-click proposal. Like we could upgrade into that. Honestly, I've been pretty happy with my system that I have right now that I've cobbled together using Airtable and other automation tools. But I recognize that it is not as streamlined and is not as like a sexy of a client experience. Dubsado really is that girl to send the contract, invoice, proposal in one central spot. It is beautiful. It is nice. In another video, let me know if you want to see it. I will share the side by side of what it looks like when we do the done for you, like the DIY kind of cobbled together system with an Airtable. I'll show you what the free lower cost alternative solution is to Dubsado. But I'm going to be honest that I think the Dubsado one looks and feels better. But where we're at in our business and with this offer, even though I make $400K a year, I'm like, like, I don't know if I need that for this offer yet. So we're happy with our system, but we have clients who love the ease and usability of the Dubsado, and they're actually they're making enough with that offer where they'd rather have it streamlined all in one place. It's good to go. So it really just depends on where you're at in your business. But this is what I see all the time when people are frustrated with Dubsado. It's because they're not sending the volume of contracts. They're not sending the volume of projects because it's not good at managing offers. It's not good at managing the deliverables. It's very good at contract invoice proposals. It's not good at anything else. So when you're looking for CRMs, when you're looking for a CRM solution when you're just getting started, you are going to be sold and told that Dubsado is the way. And I just don't find that to be true. So to summarize, Dubsado is not a CRM. Airtable is really the most flexible CRM option in the game right now, but you have to know how to build it. And that's where my free training, free masterclass, free client hub walkthrough really shines. So go ahead, and this whole channel is devoted to how to make Airtable your client CRM, but you can just sign up for that masterclass and see how Airtable can really help you. And you can totally use Airtable and Dubsado together. So Airtable is your CRM, Dubsado is your contracts, invoices, and proposals, and it shouldn't be anything else. It's not your forms. It's not where you manage your clients. It just sends those three things. And it's really great at those things. If you want to keep Dubsado, you totally can. If you want to ditch it because the price doesn't justify how much you use it for, that's very valid and is something I'm seeing a lot right now. We have that free alternative that is not as streamlined, but still totally works. And it's something that we use in our business, and we still book clients. We still have our proposals getting sent out, and it all works as well. So we'll be creating that video and we'll link it here when it's ready. But if you have any questions about Dubsado or Airtable as your CRM, please drop them in the comments below. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. Make sure you're subscribed so you can see more systems videos like this one, and we'll see you in the next video.